Alright, so we got the new ability gameplay here for ZORA, which is the new 5-star unit that's coming in Dislyte in the next patch called the Bloody Hunt. But yeah, they just dropped this today. I went over Xiao Ying yesterday and now we got ZORA. This is going to be juicy. But before we jump into this, I'd appreciate it if you guys subscribe. Help your boy get to 1,000 subscribers. Also like the video if you like the video and share this with someone else. Alright, let's get on to it. Alright, so we got Esper character profile. Here we go. ZORA. Huh.
A hunter's surprise.
Oh my god. Okay.
Is the target's demise.
That's pretty sick. What is that, like a spatial needle?
So stop struggling.
That's kind of like a curtain.
Don't bother me if you don't have information
Like
about my
a
target.
curtain cape kind of a thing slash bed. Okay, that's your skill 1. That's the one that AoEs and can be made to proc again. That's her skill 2. Also puts a speed buff on herself. And this is her ultimate. There's the ultimate.
Stars blanket the earth.
Needle rain. Oh damn, that actually looked really cool. It was a huge galactic black hole on them, and she threw the needles on them on top of that. That's pretty sick. Alright, so yeah, let's go over the moveset here, but I just wanted to see this entrance. This entrance was super clean. Really clean. Sheesh. Okay, so we got her skill 1 right there, which is the one that can keep proccing over and over again, called Keen Edge. Let's see the animation of that one more time. So it's kind of like she gets to those spatial needles and puts them on her hands, and she uses them as daggers, as you can see right here in this photo right here. She actually uses them as daggers. Okay, I thought those were just needles that she would just throw, like the spatial gravitational needles, but she actually can use them as like kunais, which is cool. What it does is deals damage to all enemies subject to the caster's attack, steals HP based on the damage dealt, and inflicts disease. The fewer the targets, the higher the damage. So yeah, this is actually pretty good because it's an AoE attack that can hit everyone, and she also steals HP so she can heal herself up and also apply that disease, which is a debuff you can't heal from. And I really like the fact that they made an AoE ability that when there's fewer enemies, this ability won't lose value, because the fewer the targets, the higher the damage it goes, because you got to balance it out, right? You can't have an AoE ability that hits harder than a single target ability, right? Single target ability in most cases should hit harder than AoE abilities, because the AoE has that ability of hitting everyone, right? So it'll do decent damage, but they made this move to where basically even after the AoE stage, and there's like that single target enemy or two enemies left, right? It'll still do a really good amount of damage, which is really key. And just to look at the slash one more time, there it is. Here we're on the second ability, Rift Assault. Let's check it out. She goes 1, 2, 3 and puts speed up on her, right? And I remember in this ability when I went over her patch notes, but let's read it again. Attack one target multiple times, deal damage based on attack, and increases damage upon crit. So she gains more crit damage when she crits. Puts speed up on herself. Hits one enemy 3 times, as you can see. Has a chance of casting Keen Edge based on the HP percentage. So if I remember properly, on the test server, she actually has 50%, that if she's over 50%, she's guaranteed to do her skill 1, which is the first ability that we saw, and which is the AoE attack. So she'll follow up with that automatically. But if she's below 50%, she actually has a 50% chance of proccing that instead of 100% when she's over 50% HP, right? So her value gets cut in half, kind of, if you get what I mean, because if she doesn't proc that first ability, I feel like that's going to be like essential to her kit for her to maximize her output and damage and usefulness. But worst case scenario, if you don't proc it right, this ability is also a dispel, so she hits you 3 times, so that means she could dispel all 3. If a unit has 3 buffs, she has a chance of dispelling all 3, which is very nice. And the speed buff is pretty sweet. Always having extra speed is always nice. Can never complain about that, right? So to look at that ability again one more time, swoop, and puts the speed buff, a deep buff on her, and then she goes into her ultimate right here, which looks sick. There's the galactical kunais. I thought they were needles. They look like needles. And she goes in for her S1. As you can see right here, she after she shoots out the kunais, right here. The explosion happens and then she procs her skill 1 ability, right? So I can go over this also with you guys again. It deals damage to all enemies based on the caster's attack, inflicts buff blocker, which is huge, right? We all know how big buff blocker plays in basically in most parts of the game, honestly, and has a chance of casting keen edge based on HP percentage. Again, it's the same thing. If she's over 50% HP, she will have 100% chance of granting herself a second attack, which is her to proc her first ability again. But if she's under 50% HP, she has a 50% chance of proccing her ability of doing her skill 1 again. So it's kind of like, you know, like if there's a team that, you know, that's faster than her and is able to get to her and actually get her below that 50% threshold, her value kind of goes down. But again, she still has some things to counteract that, like giving herself speed, a dispel. It's a 1 target dispel, and putting buff blocker on people with her ult, even if she can't follow up with her skill 1. But all in all, to me, honestly, she feels, it looks like they're heading toward, this character looks like she can be more of a bruiser than anything, just because you want to try to keep her over that 50% ratio. So you can keep trying to heal yourself back up with the huge AoE heal that she does with her skill 1. And on top of that, if you have Hades and counterattacks, you can keep proccing that skill 1 and constantly keep healing yourself, and having your skill 2 and skill 3 where you can also have a chance of proccing her ultimate 100% if she's over 50%. But if she's lower, it's kind of like flipping a coin, you know. But all in all, I think the character, her kit seems very interesting. But to me, it seems like she can be more of a bruiser, right? But I could be wrong. You can probably just straight up make her as a straight up damage dealer. But I don't know. I think if it sounds like it would favor her to be more of a bruiser. But yeah, she's cool, and I can't wait to actually use her when her event comes out, because you know, most of the time when the events come out, they let you trial the new 5-star characters that are featured on the banner. Which is pretty nice, and I'm going to be doing that. So make sure you guys subscribe so you guys can be kept in the loop and when I post a new video. Let me know your thoughts down below about what you guys think about if she's more of a bruiser or attack, and how you would build her, and what you guys think of the new character. Looking forward to seeing those comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. It's your boy Jadaa. I'm out. Peace.